Peyton Castor.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know until 30 seconds ago that I was coming up here. So I just want to address really quick, because I know you guys notice it, and I think it would be embarrassing if you thought I didn't notice it, that my hair, or my clothes are covered in tiny little white hairs. I know, I didn't know to get them off because I didn't know I'd be up here in front of all of you. But before I came here tonight, I was wrestling with my grandpa. And I got his hairs all over my clothes. It was a fight to the death. And I'm here. I had really good reason to be fighting him. My grandpa is one of those guys that wants to go like back to the good old days, you know, like back when America was thriving. But just if you hear that and you agree with him, just let me remind you that in the early 1960s, some women still couldn't legally vote. In the mid-1960s, segregation was still legal. And in the 1970s, somebody let a bunch of hippos get not just hungry, but hungry. And so my grandpa's one of those guys, and if he could have it the way he wants to have it, he'd go back to the time when that one guy was around. It's the one guy that everyone thinks is still alive even though he died. Do you know who I'm talking about? No, it's like, I think he died in a drive-by shooting. No, Tupac is alive. Oh, no, I know who it is. And it's the stupidest person you could go back to the time that they were alive. It's so dumb. It's Humpty Dumpty. And that's totally my mistake. It was not a drive-by shooting. It fell off a wall. But some people really think that about Humpty Dumpty. Some people think that Humpty Dumpty did not die. They think that all the king's horses and all the king's men actually did put him back together again. Which is the second craziest conspiracy theory about Humpty Dumpty. Some people really passionately believe that Humpty Dumpty was not an egg. Including me, I don't think he was an egg. It never says he was an egg. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put him back together again. Yes, it never calls him an egg. It never says anything eggy about him. It doesn't say, like, fell off a wall and the yolk gushed from the gaping hole in his egg head. Also, I Googled it. Humpty Dumpty was written in 1797. And it's a fact that in 1797, 0% of men were eggs. So what? You guys all think Humpty Dumpty was an egg because someone decided to draw him that way? What if I showed you this? This is a family portrait I drew. So you must all be convinced that I was adopted by a family of eggs? Or remember in Sunday school when you learned about Moses parting the Red Sea? Never said he wasn't an egg. Oh yeah, and how many disciples was it that Jesus had? 12? So when I have a kid, he is not allowed to know about Humpty Dumpty, which isn't that concerning. I probably won't ever have a kid. I'm done having sex with people. Sex is yucky. It's boring. Everyone just says the same things. Everyone says like, oh, you feel so good. I've heard it. Tell me something I've never heard. Say like, this is probably what Santa feels like when he's in the chimney. Or just say it in German. I don't care. Thank you guys so much. I'm Peyton.